Thanks, Dad. Next up, we're going to have Charles Combe, and I think his daughter may speak for him, Charlene.
Good morning. I'm Charlene Smith, Charles Combe. My father fixed the mic. Thank you. Thank you. I want to ditto Tom Rose and to thank you, all of you, for putting this together. This is like my second, I guess, reunion to attend. My parents, I think, helped host, what year, in 2000, okay, in Salt Lake City, Utah. Okay, now this is a brief history, okay? It doesn't have stories. I was in hopes that my dad would remember. Also, Chester, back here, if he remembers, if he'd like to come up, that'd be great too. And maybe we get some stories besides the history facts. Okay, this was written by my dad many years ago. On May 8th in 1943, at Fort Douglas, which is in Utah, I was inducted into the armed forces. Following a short stay at Fort Douglas, I was sent to basic training at the U.S. Army Air Corps in Fresno, California. Though most people consider the Air Corps the glamorous branch of the Army, I admit that basic was the most difficult in my entire Army career. Upon completion of basic, I was given orders to report to Lowry Field in Denver, Colorado for schooling in armament, and I was scheduled to be an armor gunner. After 12 weeks of armor school, I decided to take a fling at aviation cadets. Passing the entrance exam for aviation cadets, I was immediately sent to Shepherd Field in Texas for cadet training. After that, I was given a 10-day delay and I returned to Hammer Field in Fresno, California, and that's where I joined the 425th Night Fighter Squadron. We then went to Visalia, California to take 2 months of overseas training, and it's my understanding that's when my dad met Chester. So that's been over like 60-something years ago, right?
Oh.
Yeah. On April 1944, we journeyed cross-country to Camp Miles Standish in Boston, Massachusetts, which was the port of embarkation. And on May 12th of 1944, we stepped aboard the USS Brazil, right? And they were on their way to Europe. And this took 12 days, and they docked in Liverpool, England. And the squadron received pre-combat training in England, both in Bath and Darlington. And then they sailed to Southampton, England for France, landing at Utah Beach for the first part of August. So they were stationed in Venice, which is 30 miles east of Paris. I believe that's how you say that, was Venice, right? And which is also close to Reims and Etienne, France. And I know my dad spent much time in Etienne, France, because he's got tons of pictures that I looked at last night. He was stationed at Atain during the Battle of the Bulge, where he encountered bombings from the German Luftwaffe, and the squadron was flying the P-61 night fighters over General George S. Patton's army. And after they left France, they went to Frankfurt on the Main in Germany, and then on to Nuremberg, and of course that was the most Nazified city in Germany. The VE day arrived while they were in Nuremberg, and our squadron was immediately assigned to go directly to the South Pacific. And while they were at port, the war in the South Pacific ended, and their shipping orders were changed, and they sailed on the USS Marine Raven through the Straits of Gibraltar for the United States of America, and they docked at Staten Island in New York, September 3rd, 1945. So I can't imagine how happy they were.